Hey everyone, my name is Sean Arnold, and today I wanted to do a quick video just to say my thoughts and opinions on the results of Wrestlemania 32, which went down last night in Texas, or Dallas, Texas I should say. Overall I thought the show was okay. I didn't think there was any major standout moments, but I will get to those which did stand out for me as I go down through the list on the main card here. I won't be covering those which were in the kickoff show. I didn't watch those at all, and from what I've heard, they aren't necessarily worth going to watch anyway. So starting from the beginning of the main event, we've got the Intercontinental Championship ladder match. This was a 6-man ladder match, and I think it's the second year in a row they've done the Intercontinental Championship like this, and last year it was one of the best matches with Daniel Bryan winning it, and this year I actually think it was the best match of the card overall. Just continuously ongoing moments of really well done spots. Everyone who's working in the mid-card range shows that they really have a lot of talent and a lot of skill, and it deserves to be pushed more, and it deserves to be on the stage of WrestleMania. Some things that stood out to me was Sin Cara and Zack Ryder. Both of them came out looking like Sentai Power Rangers and heroes, and they looked really amazing in their intros. There were many amazing spots throughout the match. Zack Ryder did an amazing reversal from a suplex into a neck breaker on Dolph Ziggler, I believe. Stardust paid homage to his late father Dusty Rhodes, wearing an outfit with dots kind of similar to the outfit that Dusty Rhodes used to wear, and also using a ladder with dots on it. Just really humbling to make a little bit of a notice for his father, who was a big influence to many people. Zack Ryder did an amazing elbow drop from top of a ladder. That was really awesome. And Sin Cara also took an amazing drop from the top of the ladder inside of the ring to all the way outside of the ring whilst doing a crossbody on Stardust. That was an amazing spot. I'm surprised Stardust isn't snapped into two, but it was really good looking. Zack Ryder won overall by pushing Miz off the ladder, and I was really happy for this. You know, Zack Ryder, he was put in at the last minute because someone else got injured, and no one really expected Zack Ryder to win. Zack Ryder has never really had a good run in the WWE. He's been considered the internet's champion at one point, but he's never really been like a main eventer. He's been on a couple of main episodes of Raw, but he's worked so hard, you know, just to have a bit of a day in the spotlight, and he finally got his moment, which is kind of what WrestleMania should be about. You know, it should be about rewarding these guys who worked so hard for so long. And it was really awesome that he celebrated with his dad in the ring. This was the best match of the night to me. This is what WrestleMania/WWE should have been about. It was excellently paced. It was full of action. It was full of fun moments. It was never boring to watch at any point. Just a really good start to the evening. And like last year, it was also the strongest match of the night. Next match we had was Jericho versus AJ Styles. This was a genuinely good match. It was a good wrestling match. There was a good pace between two competitors. Very good moves between them two. Nothing crazy or over the top. The only thing that I felt about this match was, even though it was really good, I don't understand why they decided to go with Jericho winning. Again, I don't know what it is with WWE. One, I don't know why they were doing Jericho versus AJ Styles again. It isn't a feud which is really hot right now. It really isn't. It really kind of feels quite forced by Jericho, and they've already fought each other again 3 times prior to this. But they went again for a 4th time, and Jericho won it. And this kind of baffles me because 4 months ago, AJ Styles was the hottest free agent around. Everyone was like, listen, he's the best wrestler around. If he was in WWE, he'd be killing it. And now that he's in WWE, he's really not getting a good push. He's being forced to kind of job, and he's losing his momentum, in my opinion. So I don't understand why they went with Jericho to win in that match, but the match was okay. There was a backstage segment after that match with Zack Ryder. It was very emotional, very heartfelt. It actually felt very honest. People know when someone's acting and someone's telling the truth in WWE. The wrestlers in WWE aren't exactly an amazing set of actors, and when Zack Ryder came out and did that little speech saying that this was his best moment of his life, and that if he was to retire tomorrow he'd die happy, I honestly believed him, and I'm really happy for him to have gotten that moment. So awesome, you know, props to you, Zack Ryder, man, you deserved it. The next match was the New Day versus the League of Nations, and man, do I really want a bowl of Booty-O's now. New Day came out first in a giant box of Booty-O's, which they knocked over to the side, and the giant versions of Cheerios fell out to the side, and then they came out of the box dressed as none other as Super Saiyans. Well, not Super Saiyans, but Saiyans. They were wearing gi armor, Saiyan armor like Nappas and Vegetas, and generic Saiyan soldier, and what's his name? Not Kofi. Oh my god, I haven't forgotten his name. Xavier even had his hair kind of spiked up like Vegeta. Not really very well done because he's got that black hair. You know, black hair doesn't really spike up. It's kind of a throw mostly. But you know, it was funny. It was really funny to see them come dressed up as Saiyans. They really wanted to go all out for WrestleMania, and they showed it. As for the match itself, the match was decent. League of Nations won. The League of Nations had a better showing overall. Their wrestling and prowess and technique between the three of them, that was Alberto Del Rio, Sheamus, and Rusev, and King Barrett if you include the finish. Their wrestling techniques were pretty much better than the New Day's. I thought they wrestled much better. But you didn't even get to see much of Big E in this match. I don't even think he really came in at any point. He just kind of got knocked around the side a bit. And unfortunately, League of Nations won, which means the New Days are no longer the tag team champions. But this was really all a big build up to the post-fight. After the fight, King Barrett started to do a promo, and none other than HBK comes out and comes down wearing his good old WrestleMania kit. And he comes out with Mick Foley, dressed as Cactus Jack, and Stone Cold Steve Austin. Now, if I'm not mistaken, all three of these men are from Texas themselves, so of course they had to make some kind of appearance for these guys at Texas, as WrestleMania was being in Texas this year. And it was a fun segment where they did what they expected to do. They beat up the League of Nations, and then they came in with the New Day, and they all started to dance. And yeah, Shawn Michaels cannot twerk, and he really shouldn't try. It was kind of awkward. And Stone Cold definitely dances like a white old grandpa. He has not got any rhythm in his dance, but that's okay. He then stunned Xavier Woods and drank some beers, and that's what he's known and loved for, so that was all good. After that, we had Brock versus Dean. This was a really fun match. This wasn't as good as the Intercontinental Championship match in my opinion, but it was a fun match. And I think it all really comes down to Dean Ambrose. Dean Ambrose knows how to sell in a ring. He really knows how to make his opponents look strong, and he knows how to take good bumps. He knows how to carry a story through a fight, and he knows when to make Brock Lesnar look like a big beast. Like there was one moment which I really liked where he had a kendo stick in his hand and Brock stood on top of it and it was crushing his hand underneath. And it wasn't like really Brock directed that. I never really seen Brock do anything like that before in his match, but Dean is definitely someone that would do that. And he put up a good fight in this match. He used loads of different weapons and whatnot. And but he did lose in the end to Brock, as probably should have been. Brock should have definitely won that match. But it was a fun fight. It didn't really overstay its welcome, and some parts of it were actually genuinely funny. So I really enjoyed this fight. It was really well done. Brock isn't one of my favorite wrestlers. I think he's kind of dull. He's not really the best in-ring performer, but when he has someone that can really work off of him, I think it works really well. And I think this is probably the best match Brock Lesnar's ever has had ever since he went against CM Punk many years ago, which was also a really good match. After this, we then had the WWE Women's Championship. Earlier in the night, Lita, none other Hall of Famer Lita, came out and announced that we are no longer going to have a WWE Divas Championship. We are going to have a Women's Championship, and it is basically a white version of the black WWE Championship, which is really good. I like that they are kind of making this notion that women are as equal to men, and they are. The women's championship matches have been better than the men's championship matches for a while. So it was really nice that they're going to launch this brand new belt to say, listen, we're taking you seriously now. The entrances were really fun. Snoop and someone called Raven introduced Sasha, did a couple of raps and whatnot, which was fun because Snoop is Sasha's cousin. And Charlotte came out looking absolutely stunning, wearing a modified version of Ric Flair's coat from WrestleMania 24. She looked absolutely phenomenal, as amazing and fabulous as her father always did. And walking down that aisle was just like, listen, just bless me. I am the best there is. And you know what? She was really, really good. I enjoyed this match through and through, but in my opinion, Becky Lynch actually stood out as the hardest working wrestler in there. She went for some really, really awesome spots. She put her all into this match, I felt, and I actually thought Sasha, who was the favourite to go in, and my favourite to go in, was actually the weakest in this match. I don't think this match was necessarily the best women's match I've ever seen. I still think the Becky and Sasha match that took place last year in NXT TakeOver was much better, but I thought this match was really, really good. There were some fantastic spots, and Charlotte did an amazing moonsault from outside, from the top of the rope to outside onto Becky and Sasha. Ric Flair got involved, of course. You know, he actually cost Sasha the championship and helped his daughter win the title again. And there was one point where at this match I kind of almost wish this was a singles competition, a one-on-one competition instead of a triple threat, because when you have a triple threat match, it's usually a single competition while someone else hangs out lying on the floor outside, and I kind of don't really like that. But it was a really, really good match. I think the crowd really enjoyed it. At one point they were shouting, "This is wrestling, this is wrestling," and that's really, really awesome. And yeah, no, I was really, really happy with this match. It was really entertaining to watch, and I can't wait to see what they do at Extreme Rules for the women's division. I want to see a different variety of matches for the female competitors. I want to see a Hell in a Cell match. I want to see a cage match. I want to see the women be as adventurous as the men are, and not just doing standard pinfall matches. So I can't wait to see what they do for Extreme Rules. Speaking of Hell in a Cell, the next match was Undertaker versus Shane. Overall, I thought this match was good, but I didn't love it. Let me get the positive stuff out of the way. I thought Shane worked really, really hard in this match. He had some really, really amazing spots. He jumped off the top of the Hell in a Cell, and that was amazing, you know, as we all kind of expected Shane to do. But the thing is, what bothers me with this match is I'm a big fan of The Undertaker. I've really, really bought into his legacy and the idea that he is this kind of legendary warrior who comes in once a year and has these amazing fights. And I didn't really feel like this was one of his best matches. It wasn't his worst, but it wasn't his best by a long shot. And the problem here for me was Shane McMahon. Shane is a very good performer. He's very charismatic. He's very entertaining to watch. He's like basically watching your dad trying to fight a wrestler, and it's like, you know, he's doing his best, he's doing his thing, and he will have a couple of cool moments. He's a workhorse, and he's really, really fun to watch, but I don't think he's been built up as someone who can really wrestle toe-to-toe with someone like The Undertaker. He's not Triple H, he's not Shawn Michaels, he's not CM Punk, he's not Brock Lesnar, and he's no Bray Wyatt for sure. I give him a ton of praise for the effort that he puts into this fight, but I never really felt like at any point that Undertaker was actually going to lose, so there was no really climactic moment for me in this fight. I was never really worried or that Undertaker would actually succumb to Shane's offense at any point. I figured he was going to lose, and it's kind of just went out how it would. The biggest thing that really bothered me for this fight was that Undertaker didn't really need this fight. Undertaker didn't need to fight Shane. Shane wanted to fight The Undertaker, and it made Shane look good but did nothing to add to The Undertaker's character, which I thought was a bit of a bummer. I like it when both characters are elevated at some point, rather than The Undertaker being used as a plot device. Then we had the Andre the Giant Battle Memorial. I was originally surprised that this was on the kickoff show, but I guess the reason why for this was actually towards the end of the night was because Shaquille O'Neal came out to join into the Andre the Giant Battle Memorial fight, and it was fun seeing him out there. He did have some fun spots in there, but really the whole match was kind of unremarkable. Brian Corbin from NXT won. Nice to see that someone from NXT got the win there, and hopefully will be elevated towards the main roster in a good way and not just forced to be a jobber somehow. But overall, the match was it was a decent break really between the Undertaker fight and the main event. And speaking of breaks, we had The Rock come out as well. I hated this segment. I'm so sick of seeing The Rock. I'm like many people. I grew up on The Rock. I loved seeing The Rock. The Rock used to be my hero when I was a kid, but I'm so sick of the Rock segments. It's the same old shit every single time. The Rock comes out, he says something positive to the crowd to get them excited. Someone comes out and jobs to him, and he rock bottoms them and then goes off and does something else and makes a new movie or whatever. What upsets me the most about this segment is, although I knew this was going to happen, I hate that they chose the Wyatts to be the guys to take the bump towards The Rock. I know the Wyatts weren't going to have a big role this year because as Bray Wyatt is injured currently, so I didn't really think the Wyatt family were going to do much, but I would have preferred that if they stayed absent completely as opposed to having to take a bump for The Rock. You know, WWE keeps trying to build up these new forms of talent, and Bray Wyatt particularly, including the rest of the Wyatt family, have kind of been brought up to be the new version of the Undertaker and Kane. You know, they're kind of like the four horsemen of death. They're really, really intimidating. They've got fantastic promos, amazing entrances, and they're really, really good in the ring as well. However, they keep on taking bumps to guys who WWE would rather promote, such as Triple H, Brock Lesnar, The Rock, and John Cena. And it's getting kind of old. It really, really is. I'm so tired of seeing The Rock come out and take one of these hot new talents that are working every single day, rock bottom them and treat them like they're weak and nothing, you know? Cena did come out to this as well to help The Rock, which really didn't get me any more excited. Although he's still not wrestle ready, so he had a quick spot. It was nice to get a quick pop-up and it was exciting for the crowd. But really, this was a boring segment, and I would just want to see The Rock do something else than just the same old stuff. Finally, we have Triple H versus Roman Reigns. What a boring way to end the night. The whole thing was just boring. Just hated the whole match. Besides Triple H's entrance, which was as cool as always, and Stephanie McMahon looked absolutely amazing, really, really fantastic in her outfit. The match itself was just boring. Triple H is a very good wrestler, but he isn't necessarily the most exciting wrestler to watch in the ring. And similarly, so is Roman Reigns. I like both of them. I like Roman Reigns, I like Triple H, but they're not fun to watch together. They don't really have good chemistry between each other. Triple H always looks better than Roman Reigns, but somehow Roman Reigns pulls off the win. And which happened today, and he got the championship and he won the match. Overall though, Roman Reigns isn't really that fun. I don't want to hate on the guy like many people are, but I just don't find him entertaining. You know, he has a very, very limited arsenal. He has very, very few moves. He has his drive-by kick. He has a signature move with his Superman punch, which is just a plane jumping in the air doing a punch. I don't know why that's special at all. I don't care if you raw, it's nothing special, it's just a punch. And his finisher is the spear, and the spear's been done better by so many other people. He doesn't even get his feet all the way off the ground when he does a spear. Edge did a much better spear than Roman Reigns ever did. Roman Reigns just isn't that entertaining to me to watch in the ring. He isn't exciting. He doesn't really sell very well. He's just so formulaic and by the numbers, and seeing him win there was really kind of a boring, anticlimactic way to finish off the night. So that's my thoughts on WrestleMania, guys. If you guys watched it and tuned in, let me know what you think of WrestleMania. Did you agree with my opinions? Did you disagree? Whatever it may be, feel free to drop a comment down below and we can chat about it. Alright, I'm looking forward to Raw. Monday Night Raw after WrestleMania is usually quite fun, and I might do another video on that if people respond to this one, but we'll see. Anyway, thanks for tuning in, guys. Take care.